Thursday. Welcome to another edition of the Steven D Kelley Show. I'm your host, Steven D Kelley. It is my first official show of the new year. So thank you for being with us. I want to welcome all the new listeners. If we have any new listeners out there, if this is your first time listening to Revolution Radio, welcome. We're very happy to have you here. If you're from any of the other new networks that we're linking up to, I want to welcome you also. I want to welcome everybody on the iPhones and the computers and everybody in the chat room. I want to give you guys a couple words of importance here. First of all, we have a very active chat room. If you have not experienced it, please visit our chat room. It's a great way to meet the people who are regulars, and there's always hosts in there, and it's also a great way to get questions to us. We're going to have a very good show tonight, and I'm going to be introducing the guest very soon. A couple more things I want to say. This is very, very important, what I'm going to tell you right now. We need 150 people as soon as possible to connect to our Spreaker account. And the reason why we're doing this is because we are hooking up with iHeartRadio, but it's necessary for us to have 300 people signed in to Spreaker. And that's SPREAKER.com/user/revolution-radio. That is how you get to the Spreaker thing. Also, we have a Facebook page, and it's very, very helpful if you guys would go and like the Facebook page, because that way you will get announcements, and it will also be easier for you to find these links, like this very important Spreaker link that I'm trying to get you guys to sign up to. And we really, really need 150 people to sign into that thing and go through the process of giving up your information and what have you. It's very, very important for our growth that we get this done as soon as possible. And, you know, for all the thousands of people out there listening, I hope 150 of you will jump in there and take care of that soon tonight, please. So join our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/freedomslips. And let's see what else. Do the Spreaker thing. Very important. I also have a web page, of course, or not a web page, but a Facebook account. If you haven't friended me yet, please do it. That's at, www./Steven D Kelley, or Facebook.com/Steven D Kelley. Easy enough to find. Let's see, what else? Well, let's see. Oh, gosh. Well, I'll go ahead and jump into this. Now, I want to remind everybody, this is listener-supported radio. We do need your donations. We are starting a fresh month, a fresh year, and going through a big growth period. So we do need your donations, and we continue to rely on that. And anything you can do to help us, you just go to our Facebook, or not our Facebook, but our freedomslips.com, and there's a support button. Please hit that support button and do whatever you can. A lot of people, there's only a few people that carry most of the weight with the station. If we could just get a few more of you out there to just donate even a small amount of money, $5 or something like that, it's all helpful. So we really do depend on you, and we're very thankful for all of your help so far. Okay, we have a special guest tonight. We're going to be talking about Area 51. My guest tonight is actually, we're going to call him Max. He's using a pseudonym. He's hiding his identity because he has experience in this working with Area 51, and like most people that have been through that, they tend to try to hide their identity, with the exception of, say, Bob Lazar. But we're going to call him Max. And I want you guys to understand that I just met Max last night. It sounds like he has a really good story, and he has a lot of really interesting information to share with us. Obviously, this is his truth that he's sharing with us, and I want everybody to have an open mind and understand that this is him, and we don't discourage anybody from sharing their truth, and we certainly hope that he'll give us as much information as he is comfortable with sharing tonight. We're going to be focusing on the Area 51 and his experiences, but clearly there's a lot of the other things and areas that he can talk about, and depending on how comfortable he is speaking to you tonight, we'll see if how this progresses and whether or not he's going to want to go public a little bit more and get on the path that we all are on. So everybody, please help me welcome Max He's actually going by the name Max Steele. That's his nickname. So everybody welcome Max. Max, go ahead and unmute your microphone and come in and say hello to everybody.
Hello, everyone. I appreciate y'all asking me to come here today. I do have a lot of information that needs to be known about, and let me get going right now.
Well, let me start out by just asking you a few questions, Max. Now, if I understand right, basically for those of us you don't know, Area 51, we're talking about Nellis Air Force Base, Skunk Works, Groom Lake, whatever you want to call it, over there north of Las Vegas. And so Max, I guess you were a contractor there. You were a civilian contractor or military?
Military.
Okay, great. So do you have a technical background, an engineering, science background, or what would you say was it that made you special, that got the power's attention to kind of get you on into this program?
Okay. For number one, I started first as delivering. I was in transportation. I was delivering secret cargo into the base, and that's how I got started. I don't have any engineer background whatsoever. The only thing is that I'm really very my specialty is remote viewing, and I was involved that for a very short time. And what really got me into it is that I did I did about 10 trips to Area 51 with secret cargo, and we would actually deliver the cargo in the middle of the night when everybody's sleeping. And as I got started is that I had a clearance of level 12. Actually, it's the underground facility of Area 51 where level 12 is actually 12 levels below. And I wanted to make sure, one day I was going into my my room, and by the way, the doors are air. They open automatically when you walk up to it, and once you're in for the night, you can't get out. It just locks up behind you, and it reads. It's heat sensing. It actually picks up on the heating of the heat of your body, and it also monitors your heartbeat and everything else included. And it's also being monitored as you're in the room. And for the first 3 nights that I was there, I was actually getting a telepathic message, and I didn't pay too much attention, but on the 3rd day, I finally pay attention and sat down and accepted the telepathic communication, and finally I start talking to, it was an extraterrestrial hybrid. It was half human and half gray, and this was actually a female. She started to communicate with me, and she said that she wanted to talk to me in person. And I asked her telepathic where was she at? And she said she was in level 29. And as far as I know, it was only 24 levels, but it's actually the 29 levels. And I asked her, I told her I couldn't get out of the room because the doors are locked. And I told her also there was video, actually videoing my presence there. So she says to me, I will take care of that. And within just saying a few seconds, the door opened up, and she said telepathic, she said, go out the door and turn right. So I went to the elevators and pushed I put my card in the elevator, and so the door will open. And once I opened the door, once the door opened, I got in, and I just stand in the back of the elevator, and then all of a sudden, it would start to go down, and the elevator stopped in level 22, and two scientists walked in, and believe it or not, they didn't see me. It's like if I was invisible. So finally I get down to level 29, and you won't believe what I saw. I saw how the Greys were reproducing among themselves, and that they actually are wait a minute. Actually, they're something is trying to block what I'm trying to say. This happens once in a while, but I'm not going to let it happen. I saw vines. I saw these vines with its capsules inside the vines, like a limb on a tree, like a limb with fruits on a tree. That's the way they were growing. It was a capsule with the beans, the gray beans inside, and there were thousands in there, thousands. I could look down the corridor, and there would be thousands growing in vines. So I stood there for about a couple seconds, and then I turned right. Well, I was instructed to turn right, and I went down this. It was completely. The walls were not metal anymore. There was the side of the mountain, the underground cave. So I was instructed to go about 100 feet down the corridor, and as soon as I got to this hallway, I had to turn left, and then I turned right again, and then another left, and I went into a door that opened up in front of me, and there she was. She was her color of her skin was a little bit different. It wasn't completely gray. It was between gray and pink and beige, and she was very beautiful. Her head was slightly a little bit bigger, but her ears were small, and she had eyes like human, and had a mouth like the gray, and the nose was between gray and human, and she had maybe about 3 to 4 strings of hair coming out of her top of her head. Weird, A real beauty. Yeah, but she was pretty. She had she did have a beautiful smile, though. I didn't see any teeth, though, because I was very observant, and she asked me a lot of things about the human woman, and I said, you asked the wrong question. I'm not but I can give you whatever you ask. So she asked me a lot about the sexual.
Oh, she thought you were a ladies' man.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
All right. How old were you when this was happening?
I was. Let me see. That happened in '82. I'm 60 now. So okay. Figure it out.
All right. Well, I'm 55, so you're pretty close to me. Yeah. All right. Let me just, before we get too deep into the good stuff, I got to kind of fill in the background a little bit, especially for the listeners who are, they're looking for some sort of everybody's skeptical. I mean, obviously, we keep an open mind here, but at the same time, we want to try to give some information out there that might placate the skeptics. How long now? Okay, I guess I got a bunch of questions, but the first question, I suppose, is you said you had some skills as a remote viewer. So it sounds like you're familiar with the metaphysics. We talked about a little briefly yesterday. The channeling and whatnot. So was this something that the people in the military were aware of, or is this something that you kept to yourself, or do you think that that's one of the reasons why you might have been recruited, or what?
I guess that's why I was recruited, because. When I got back to the room, my room, and I finished the conversation with the ET there, the commander asked me to come to his office, and I did go to his office, and he told me that there was some missing footage on the video, and they did not recognize the. They didn't have any video of me being in the room. And they wanted to know, and they did find some kind of electromagnetic some kind of electromagnetic being projected into that room, and they weren't able to find my pulse and I'm sorry.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. That happens. Go ahead.
Okay. So they wanted to know what was going on. I said, no, nothing. Nothing happened. I mean, maybe the equipment malfunctioned. You know, I don't know what's going on. And I said, is there something you're not telling us? He says, no, I'm being truthful with you. So it didn't stop there, and so they sent me to this. They sent me to level 10, where they do studies on well, actually mind control and stuff like that. And I was sent there right after I had my breakfast, and I was sent there, and then they did a few tests on me and all that, and they found that there was missing a lap of time. They couldn't figure it out. But what?
I'm sorry, Max. Speaking about missing time, when you first got involved with the base, you were driving a truck. You were driving out of Vegas into Nellis or something like that. Is that right?
No, from different locations.
Okay, but you're essentially a truck driver, and at some point you stopped driving the truck and you got to the where you were actually spending more time on the base down underground.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Quite a few people working there.
There's a lot of people working there.
Okay. How long were you there before you actually started going into the underground? Before you going down the elevator?
On and off for about 6 to 9 months.
So after being, so in other words, you're in the military, you're doing these deliveries from all over the place, back and forth. You've been doing this for about 6 or 9 months, and then you get established, and now you're spending full time on the base. Is that how it went?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. Go on. Continue. And then, okay, well, after you were on the base for a while, what were your duties? I mean, obviously you're not driving a truck anymore, so what exactly were you doing mostly?
Well, I'm mostly waiting around to be flown to another base, and actually flown to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and I would be flown there and pick up another truck and take it back over there, and sometimes it'll be flatbeds, sometimes it'll be close-in trailers, and sometimes it'll be a little bit wider.
Do you still have your commercial license?
No, I don't.
Did you have to have a commercial license when you were driving those trucks?
Yes, yes.
Hazmat and all that good stuff?
Excuse me?
Oh, I'm sorry. I know a lot of times when you get that commercial license, they certify you for hazmat and all sorts of other.
No. Back in those days, we didn't have that.
Okay, all right.
We didn't have that. That came on later.
Gotcha.
I don't know what year was that when they first started that.
Okay.
I had a chauffeur's license that was good for everything. Back in that time.
Okay, so you're on the base. They got you sitting in a little quarters downstairs. You're having some psychic issues, and you're hooking up with a female hybrid. It sounds like a gray hybrid here.
It is.
That's all pretty dynamic. What happened next?
Well, what happened next was they did a few tests, psychic tests on me, and and I passed them with flying colors.
Okay.
And then they knew something was up. So the commander actually came into the room, and when they were giving these tests, and the commander actually asked me in, and he says, "You're not telling the truth about the whole thing." He said, "Well, the situation is that I was born with psychic abilities."
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I was meditating at the time when you said that there was missing time on the video cameras, and my breathing. I slow down my breathing when I'm meditating, and when I'm doing and using my remote viewing. And when I say remote viewing, everything changed in an instant. That's it. So when I said that. Some of the grays that were they actually gave me up. The grays that were in level 28 and 26, 28, and 29. Actually, the 26 is where the grays and the American scientists and different German scientists and Italian scientists, they're all there working together, getting technology and all different kind of things, and somehow they found out about the woman hybrid I was talking to, and they actually turned me into the commander, and that put me in a little bit of hot water. And so guess what? The commander put me in my room, secured for 3 days. I was able to escort it to go eat and come back and all that and go outside. And after the third day, I was flown on. C-17, and I was taken to Langley, Virginia. You know where and so I was taken to CIA headquarters.
Okay.
So when I got there with the military uniform, they gave me this pass, and I was escorted to the third floor. I'm sorry, not the third floor, the second floor. I was escorted to the second floor, and I noticed the escort told me, go ahead and have some breakfast, and we should be ready in about 45 minutes. He said, okay. So while I was sitting there in the lunchroom having coffee and donuts, and they handed me a notebook with pencil and paper. A notebook with a pencil and a pen. So after that, I don't know, after I finished my coffee and all that, I started getting this information coming to me directly. So I started writing everything down on the notebook pad, and then I finished it. And so we go in. Actually, there was already people inside. There was a classroom. And what they were doing was to find out if there were any people there with a very high level advantage of remote viewing. Mm-hmm. And actually there was a kid there who was 19 years old, and everybody was talking about that he was called the knock. You know what the knock is, right?
Tell us.
The knock is like a natural person that does natural things.
Okay.
It's normal within him, and they call that the knock. So he was supposed to be really good in remote viewing, because he was born with that gift. So so we get into the room, and they start talking about remote viewing and explaining the whole thing. So I kept raising my hand up in the air, and they kept telling me no questions yet. And so they were getting ready to start the classroom to get the class going, and explain what remote view was and all this stuff, because they needed more people. they needed more agents for this. So here's where the good stuff gets going. I kept raising my hand and I said, so finally the guy got pissed off and said to me, what do you want? What is it so important you keep raising your hand? Well, he says, the class that you're going to explain to us and the object that you want us to find for the remote viewing, I already know the answer.
Okay.
So the 19-year-old kid jumps up in the air and gets pissed off and says, how can that be? You know, I'm supposed to be the best. Well, son, sit down. You're not the best. Sit down. So I wrote everything down and I gave him the notebook. He says to me, it's impossible for you to know the answer to this. He said, why should it be impossible? Aren't we here to know? Aren't you here to find out if we know how to do this or not? I'm just a little better than this kid. So finally he read it, and he got a call on the phone in there. And as soon as the phone calling was, actually the video cameras watching us in there. They told the instructor that there were two escorts coming to pick me up.
Okay.
And so guess what? Guess who the director was of the CIA at that time?
Oh my God, I don't know. Colby? Oh, George Bush.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
So I go into his office. And he wants to shake my hand, and I refuse to shake his hand.
Why?
You know what I told him? He got pissed off at me. I told him that he was going to be a traitor to this country.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
I told him that he was going to be a president of the United States, and I told him that he was going to talk in Congress about the New World Order. And I told him that his drunken drug addict son was going to be a president also,
God.
a governor of Texas. I told him all that, even before all this stuff happened. And he freaked out on me. And he said, that's why I don't want to shake your hands, and I will never shake your hand. And said, I told him, I want you to take me back where I belong. He says, no. He says, I have a mission for you. And I want to fly you. He wanted to fly me to a base in Ukraine. So he says, "Why do you want to fly me over there to Ukraine?" So because I need some information in Russia about a secret base that we have lost over 12 agents, and we need to get the information on what we need. And you're the only ones can do it. He said, I told him, why don't you use that 19-year-old knock you got in that room over there? He said, no, because you're a lot better than he is. He says, well, he says, if you stay and work with us, listen to this, I will give you 6 figures. 6 figures. So I said, no, I don't want no part of this. I'll tell you what, I'll find out what you want. I don't need to go to Ukraine to find out this. Just sent me to a conference room where I don't have nobody looking after me. Okay, and I told him to turn off the video cameras because that will interrupt my, and plus, the frequency. It's a frequency that I work on that's very easy to find things. So what I did was they put me in this room, and in 45 minutes I had the answer. I gave it to them, and they told me to stay in the conference room. I stayed there about 2.5 hours, and they actually checked out all the information I gave them, and everything was perfect, 100% correct. So he says, "You sure you don't want to work with us?" I said, "No, you guys work both sides of the fence. No way. Send me back." So they actually, I refused to do it, and I was sent back to Area 51. And then when I arrived there, the commander already knew everything. So they start putting me in this special projects. They rode me over there. I went and they took me over to S4, and I saw the commander went with me. I saw the Bob Lazar from a distance, and I saw he was working on a ship, working on the propulsion system.
What year was that, roughly? 80-something?
81 or 82, I think. 82, I think it is.
Okay.
I've had a lot of problems with my memory because, the food that we eat is all contaminated and full of chemicals, and it's messed me up pretty bad. But I try to do the best what I can do here. So after that, actually, I was sent to one of the hangars there with the commander, and they told me to figure out anything that I can figure out on the ship there. And this ship was actually probably about 20 to 25 foot diameter, completely a complete circle, and it was actually floating in the air. It did have some symbols on the side, and actually they asked me, did I know what those symbols were? He says, I sure do. I know what those symbols are. I can read them. I know what they mean. And they asked me, where is the ship from? So actually the ship was actually a Procyon ship. The Procyon is actually members of the Andromeda Council. And
so was that Pleiadian or Zeta Reticulum, or what's that? Those are the good guys, I'm assuming, huh?
Yeah, I know, these are good guys. Actually, the Procyons were actually the one that destroyed the underground bases in Indonesia. They're the ones they're the ones doing all the ops and taking out the reptilian underground, underwater bases. Right. They're the one doing the work for us. So I figured it out, and they asked me, you think you can find out how to get inside? He said, well, how long has this ship been here? And they didn't want to answer me that question. He said, well, so I told them, well, if I can't answer, if you're not going to answer the question, how am I going to help you? You're going to have to open up to me. So they told me the ship had been there for about 7 months, and I asked him, how did it get here? He says it was shot down with a special weapon. So I looked around. I says, let me figure out what this special weapon is. He says, how can you figure that out? He says, the same way I do things. So I went around the ship, and I didn't see any like missile or anything hitting it, or any dents or anything. And then I touched the ship, and the ship moved when I touched it. Just moved just slightly a little bit to the right. And then hold on a second. Let me drink a little water here. Hold on.
Go ahead. I got a question for you before you continue. What rank were you at this point?
I was a captain.
Captain, okay.
I was promoted.
Yeah, that's funny that you should mention that, because when I was being recruited, they did the same thing. That's what they do. They make you a captain. But I didn't fall for that, though, because that means they take away all your rights, too.
Yeah,
that's funny.
I went from corporal, sergeant, and captain in about 9 months.
Yeah, okay.
And what was good about it, I enjoyed the extra money, and of course, you know how that is. But
not that much.
Not that much. At that time, it wasn't that much. But anyway, that's not important how much it is. But anyway, well, the commander.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, the commander says, do you think you can figure out how to open it? He said, yes. But I want to still talk about this specialty weapon you're talking about. Actually, what they did is it's a machine. It can either be projected from a satellite or F-16, or also from the ground. And what it is, what it does, it neutralizes the electromagnetic in the propulsion system. It neutralizes it, and what it does, it loses control of it and starts to wobble, and then it starts to fall. But what it does, I've actually saw later on how it worked. They demonstrated that in S4. I saw that demonstrated after that. And believe it or not, it wobbled, and then right before it was going to hit the ground, they disconnect. And then what it did is it would not burn, but knock out the propulsion system in the disc, and then the disc would just like if it was a plane, it brakes before it hits the ground, and just stop there.
Is this some sort of an EMF weapon, an X-ray laser, a scalar weapon, or what?
It's between both. It's between both of them. Okay. I saw a lot of weapons there that are now being used against us.
A couple people are asking if you've run into any archons, and I assume that would be reptoid types, and if you think your commander was a human or an alien or a bad alien or what.
No, the commander was not alien. I know for a fact. He was not an alien. Now
what about George Bush? You think he's got reptoid blood? You think he has?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Okay. Now, has he been cloned, do you think, or is it the same guy or what? So Bush is definitely an archon, as we would say.
Yes, he's an archon. His whole family is, except for the grandchildren. Mm-hmm. But the all the brothers, including Jeb. I think that actually there's 3 brothers, aren't they?
Oh gosh, Jeb and I don't know. Are there 3 brothers? Well, that's right, because one of them was in charge of the security over there at the trade towers, I believe. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Okay. All right. Wow. So anyway, you're back to the beam ship. You were able to actually get inside of this thing. Is that right?
Yes, I did. You got to understand, in order to open a ship like that, or any type of extraterrestrial ship, you cannot see. This is one of the problems that the humans have. I'm talking as because I'm not. I'm going to reveal to you guys right now that I'm not. I was not born in this body that I'm using right now. I'm actually a walk-in.
You're a walk-in. Okay. Well, a lot of us doing that right now.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We do not have egos.
I'm glad you brought that up. I know where you're going with this, but before you do that, I just wanted to say, the 19-year-old kid, you could totally see his ego was getting in the way. And I'm familiar with this recruitment process, and I know that they really pump up the ego when they're getting you involved. They tell you how wonderful you are and how great you are, and especially when it comes to the psychic stuff. And one more thing I just want to say real quick, and I think that you can verify this for me really well. a lot of people don't realize that when you're dealing with these CIA, NSA, underground caver secret types, the psychic skills are extremely important to these people, and they really kind of look down on the average type of people who have not developed these skills. Would you agree with that?
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, well, yeah, I do. Okay, go on. Tell us about the ego thing.
Well, in ego, the ego mostly controls, ego works, let me explain it. Hold on a second. I gotta take it up. I'm having a little problem right now, breathing.
Sure, I understand.
I had the same problem last night when I was on the other show. Hold on one second.
All right, you guys listening, I hope you understand that this is not the easiest thing for him. He's only really just started this, so obviously he's got some issues with entities trying to prevent this from happening.
They don't want me to talk. That's exactly right. But they're not going to win because I'm not going to let them. Hold on one second. Okay. The ego is mostly controlled by two glands that we have in our head. One is the pituitary, and the other one is the pineal gland.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They work together according to the ground chakra. Also, what we do is we neutralize ourselves. We neutralize. A human can do the same thing too. They just need to practice and know how to do it. What you do is you put yourself in a round sphere, like a round sphere, a spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
Neutralize yourself inside that sphere, and little by little remove your ego from around you until you actually do it. Once you do this, you'll be able to increase your psychic abilities, at least multiply it by 10, not 10, but 25 to 100 times much higher. And you'll increase your psychic abilities, your telepathic kinesis, and all kind, and also levitation and all that. You'll be able to do all that once you get rid of the ego, because the ego, and what it does, fear controls the ego in your body. Mm-hmm. And you need to learn how to remove that. Where I come from, the planet that I'm from, we don't have egos. It does not exist among us. Even again, the Andromedans, all the other entities out there, the egos does not exist in any of us in our bodies. Okay. Well, let me get away from there and go back to the ship. So what I did is when the commander asked me, "You think you can open it up?" He says, "I think I can. I think I can do it." So what I did is I projected myself in a sphere, and then projected a higher energy within my body, and projected as I was one of the procyon that was actually that navigated the ship. So what I did is I didn't put my right hand, because I am right-handed. I put my left because I picked up on it. They used the left hand, so I put my left hand on there, and all of a sudden, the ship changed colors on the outside, and changed the shape just slightly a little bit. And then the door opened up, not from the bottom, actually from the top. And then the disc part separated while the escalator, like a type of escalator, opened up into the ground while the ship was still floating in the air. Well, the commander was still there. He says, don't go in. I said, no, I got to go in. I can't stop now. He said, we don't have the, I got to call on the scientists to be here and video all this. I cannot wait. I got to go in. He said, it's an order. You can't go in. I'm sorry, but without your order, I don't care what you say. I got to go in. So I went in, and I put my foot on top of the first step, and believe it or not, it felt like my foot was on top of a jello, like gelatin. And every time that I put my left foot first, and I put my right foot on the next step, and kept one step until I got to the inside of the ship. You know, it was 25 feet diameter, but when I went inside, it was much bigger. Okay? And I'm a very tall person. Okay? More than
How
6
tall? Okay, over 6 foot, all right.
Over 6 foot. I don't want to give myself away, okay? I know you're trying. I know you're trying.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I went in, and as soon as I got in, the door closed. I was inside by myself. Actually, there was a round wall around me, in front of me, and I'm in there and looking around. And every time I actually turned right to the ship inside, and the walls were black. But then it started to change. Some colors were changing inside. But the colors were not the same as here on Earth. It was completely different colors. And the colors was projecting out like it was a hologram.
Okay.
So I went all the way around the ship, and something told me, go back the same way. So I went back, and I come up to this, because the whole wall all the way around is solid. Okay? So I come up to the door. I knew that was the door. And then I said, wait a minute. So I went to the door and I backed off. Okay? And then I moved myself a little, about a foot. I did a 1 foot step to the left. And I tried to get in, and it did the same thing. So I figured out it doesn't matter where you were, the door will open up. So I figured that out. So finally, I got into a step closer and closer to the door, to the wall, and the wall took the shape of my height. I guess you want to know what my height is, right?
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
I'm actually 6'10", okay?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I got a kid that's 6'8", and he was the biggest kid around. I mean, 6'10". That's.
I'm 6'10". I'm still am. Okay. So fine.
Okay.
Okay. Now you know that. That's it. I'm not gonna give you no more. So finally.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably the only 6'10" guy on the base, you know.
Okay.
Right.
So finally, I take one step forward, little baby steps, and finally, because I wanted to get the feeling about the whole thing. I wanted to figure out how everything in detail worked. So I did baby steps, and finally, it opened up. Now, it opened up, but I couldn't see the other side yet. So I go in, and all of a sudden, I feel like there is like they put me in a cylinder or a capsule, more like a capsule. And it took the shape of my whole body, and then I felt this energy coming through my crown chakra, going through my pineal gland, which I felt it, and it went right through my throat chakra and all the way down to the solar plex. Okay. So finally, all of a sudden, when I tried to figure out what was going on in there, and then it came to me. But then I couldn't go any further with my mind because my mind was like taking over my body. So finally I go, it stopped, and then the door opened in front of me, and I saw the ship on the inside. I walk in, and the door closed behind me. I look around, I didn't see, I didn't see no cracks in the wall or nothing. It was just disappeared. A solid door again, a solid wall. So I start looking around. I see symbols on the very top of the ceiling, different kinds of symbols. It was actually on. The ship was on the inside. Everything was going perfect. And then all of a sudden, I said, where are the entities? I said, where are the entities? And there was this symbol that I recognized, and they were going across the ceiling. I recognized the symbol, and I start reading the symbols. And actually, what the symbols were doing is it was actually accepting who I am in that room. It actually was reading my vital signs. It was reading everything about me. And since I am a walk-in, it gave access to me, okay? And as soon as it gave access to me, everything came clear in my mind how everything worked. Mm-hmm. And so there was this, it was like a touch screen panel on the control in front of me. And I actually was told to put both of my hands down on it and leave it there, and it was actually reading my my energy and reading my everything about me through my hands. And something came around my hands, and something pushed my right hand down twice, and then let go, and then once with my left, and the floor opened up, and there was a entity there. There was an entity in the floor.
All right, Max, I gotta interrupt you here for just a minute because we're getting ready to go on to break. Okay. But before we do that, I want to give out the call-in number for all of you that want to call in. I know we had one person trying to call in earlier, but I didn't want to take any calls until the second hour. The call-in number is area code 347-688-2902, or you can Skype us at Freedom Screen. And I want to warn you guys that are calling, we really want to have you call in, but at the same time...
First, let me clarify something. I went into the military in 1974. And I did make a mistake on the year that Bush was the director. I apologize for that. I do have a problem with my memory, and I do apologize for that. But you want me to find out if you're walking?
Me too, me too.
Okay.
Are you able to tell anything about me?
Hold on a second.
We want to know if we're special, Max. Everybody wants to know if they're special.
I want to know if I'm special.
Well, by the way, everyone out there do have psychic abilities. It's just a matter how to develop them. Okay.
The reason why I ask is because I can feel energy with my hand, and the first time that I felt that, it blew my mind, and I wasn't sure what the hell it was that I was feeling. And I did it, I thought maybe it was just my body heat, so I did it in front of a fan, I did it in front of an air conditioner, and I was still feeling it. And then I took a 600-page book, and I put it in between my two hands, and they were 4 feet apart from each other, and I was still feeling this. And it felt like two magnets that were repelling each other. And so then from that on, I just started saying, what the hell is this? And I took different, like, healing modality classes and stuff, but what really blew my mind is when I took a class on theta healing, and in that, the last lesson in the second class was to give a psychic reading. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. And so I did their guided visual prayer that you do, and I gave this girl a reading, and some of the things that were in there were hits. And I'm like, Well, I could have made up. The whole time I thought I was making things up, but I was seeing in my head because it was more visual than what other people were seeing with detail. And I thought, well, maybe I'm just making this stuff up because it's like if you close your eyes and say, "Remember walking on a beach," that image that you think of in your head, this is the way I was seeing these things. And I thought I was just using my imagination, and I thought, man, I just wasted money on this class. And that last lesson when I gave that reading, and like almost all the things I said in there were hits. Like if this stuff was all my imagination, how could I have gotten so many things right with her? And I was never able to do that again, and it blew my mind. And I'm just curious if you could tell me anything.
Okay, I'm going to try something with you right now, okay?
All right.
Okay, hold on a second. I got to write something on. I need to write something down here. And I'm going to be giving you a call tomorrow.
A call?
He's got your phone number, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I was writing down. Okay, what is your first name?
Frank.
What is it?
Frank.
Frank. Okay.
It's okay, Frank.
It's okay, Frank.
The world knows you're here.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello, world.
It's too late. You can't hide.
I want to ask you this question, Frank. As you were growing up, did you feel any like you were different than everybody else?
I've always felt like that. There's something that's different about me. I don't know what. I wouldn't say I'm a misfit. I look like normal. I act like normal, but my sense of humor and the things that I'm interested in talking about seem to make me different, and I don't know what it is.
Okay. Okay, hold on now. Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to, like you're facing the computer, I want you to put your palms toward the screen of the computer right now. And, don't
touch my computer. I got my iPod. Does that count?
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Let's say that, I want you, to put your hands, are you near a table or anywhere?
A what?
Are you right by a table? I would like for you to go to...
I'm in my living room. I have a coffee table in front of me, and I have my iPod laying flat.
Okay. Okay. I want you to put your elbow on top of the table there.
Both of them?
Yeah, both of them.
Okay.
Okay. I want you to face both of your palms and put it in like you were holding a ball.
Okay.
Okay, now I want you to turn your hands, both of your hands in front of you. I mean, not in front of you, away from you.
Push my palms facing out?
Yeah, facing out. Not to you, but away from you. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, here we go. Okay, I want you to relax. And I want you to breathe through your nose. I want you to do it 3 times and exhale through your mouth. Do it now. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to send to you some energy to your hands from here. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Now just relax. Here I go now.
All right, Frank, I hope you're enjoying this energy because we're going to have to move on to some other people here real quick. People are anxious to hear more from Max, so I got to get to the other callers here. So I hope you enjoy the energy you're getting.
Okay. Well, I just want to know if he knew anything, but...
Yes, you're special.
Frank, you are a walk-in.
I am?
Yes, sir.
Woohoo. All right, now get to work. That means you've got work to do, Frank.
And
are you going to call me tomorrow?
I will call you tomorrow. You tell me what time it'd be easy for you quickly, and I will call you and tell you where you come from.
Sure. Call me around noon tomorrow. Noon Eastern.
Okay.
Okay, Frank. We're going to move on to the next caller. Thank you for calling, Frank.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next caller, area code 928. You have a question for Max, and what's your name?
Hi, Steven. It's Corey from Prescott, Arizona.
Hi, Corey. Corey's a regular caller, so Max, say hello, Corey.
Hi, Corey.
Hi, Max. I have 3 questions real quick. The first one is, how are you safe revealing this detailed information?
Can you say it again? There was a gargle in the background.
She wants to know how come you're not getting killed, like we were talking about earlier. What's keeping you alive?
I am protected by my people, and also I am protected by the Chosen One.
Okay.
The Chosen One, let me explain a little bit. The Chosen One, he is a being from the 15th dimension. And he has come to Earth to help us. And he's able to control when they try to screw up with the weather, screw up man-made earthquakes and different types of disasters. He can actually stop them. He's able to stop it. And I know who he is, and he knows of me, and we have worked together in a few things in the past, and he protects me.
Okay.
Well, that's also. What's that?
Can he help? Can he help us with Fukushima?
Good question.
That is a good question. Yes, he can. And he will.
Okay, good. And my last question is, what would you like us to know regarding this transition period we're in? Because many of us are we're tired, kind of feeling strung out and fatigued, waiting, understanding collective consciousness, but
anxious to go home.
Like, yeah. Can you tell us anything?
Yes. The main thing for you to do is to stay as positive as possible. Also, you need to project more love. The name of the word is love. We have to project more love among each other and project that to others. And one of the things to do is that if you have had any past problems with anybody in your family or family members or neighbors or whoever, and he had done something really bad to you, you need to forgive them. You need to start to forgive, and you need to start saying love to one another, and to learn how to remove fear from yourself. Because fear is what controls everything in yourself. You need to learn how to disappear your fear. And like I was saying before, that the fear has to be, you have to put yourself in a neutral zone and eliminate the fear completely from your body, like and going back to who you were before you arrived here on Earth, because everyone on Earth, every human being on Earth is not actually from here. It's from different parts of the universe. So we're all, like we say, we're all ETs. The only thing is that 5,700 years ago, a control over Earth took place, and they actually, with the humans that were already here, they control their DNA and disrupted by this sound that we cannot hear with our ears. Only our subconscious mind and our conscious mind can hear it. And that 5,700 years has been going on, and this machine was actually, it was in 3 places. One was on the moon, the other one was in Mars, and the other one was on mothership out in the middle of the universe. All three have been destroyed. So a lot of that's why a lot of the people, a lot of the humans on Earth are starting to awaken, and it's very important that you continue yourself to keep yourself in peaceful, loving. And my three magic words are peace, love, and harmony. Peace, love, and harmony to all humans. We need to stay in control. We need to fulfill our hearts with love, fulfill our whole body with love, and send that to one another. And just hug people and say, I love you. It comes out of you. And and you just need to be in the most strongest faith as possible.
Okay, Max, everything you've said so far sounds just like the Reiki principles, and I really I'm enjoying your message so far, but I have to move you on. We got other people here.
Go ahead.
Thanks, Corey. Okay, Jer Bear, are you back with us yet, Jer Bear? Okay, Jer Bear was taking a break. Robert Pepino, you're standing by, right?
I am here, Stephen.
Okay, you have a question. Please do me a favor and try to make it quick so, people are anxious to hear everything from Max, so go for it.
My question is to Max is, when you were inside the interior of the ship, Max, and obviously you said that it recognized you because you said you were walking, or are walking, excuse me. Did you receive a download from the craft itself letting you know that you were walking? Or did you know that prior to? And if you did receive a download, what was the information you received?
Okay. I knew I was walking long before that. At the age of 7 and 8, I realized I was very different than among others. But when I was in the ship, it actually recognized my actual DNA from where I'm from, and it actually downloaded, like you said, download. I start to feel everything about what the ship was like, what it was made of, what distance it can travel, just about everything involved in it. And the maneuver they could do and the different things they can do, I could see the whole diagram of it. Like if you're looking at a schematic on an electrical drawing, I could see all that. It was just popping up in my head like it was like instantly. It would change from one picture to another, and it just kept going and going and going, and actually it didn't stop for 2 days. It was just a lot it created a lot of headaches for me, but I was able to control myself. But they, like I said, I don't know if I answered your question.
Well, basically the idea was that did you receive any, information while you were inside the ship? I mean, other than, just the schematics and stuff like that, did you receive like a download of information for what's happening on the planet now and where we're going to go in the future, so on and so forth? I mean, that kind of information.
Akashic Records stuff. Did you get a piece of the Akashic Records?
Okay, I understand. I'm glad you asked that. Yes, I did. I did receive where the ship had been, but it only showed me a small part where it was heading. Okay, it was a program where it was heading. It was actually heading to Jupiter, but before that, it showed the different constellation that it had been traveling to. And actually, I can name a few right now. One was Booty, the constellation of Booty, Pegasus. The other one was the Andromeda, Orion, Taurus, Scorpius. There were much more that I can't remember all of them, but that's just a little bit of what I can remember.
Okay, Robert, I hope that answered your question. I've got to move on to the next caller here. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's totally fine. Thank you, Stephen.
Thanks for joining us. Area code 816. What is your name, please?
This is Mark in KC.
Hi, Mark.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I've been following Dr. Paul A. I think it's Labiolette, Labioletee work, and he's been talking about a super wave that could be possibly coming out of the galactic center. And I was wondering, and sometime in April, and I was wondering if you picked up anything about that possibly happening this year.
Well, I'm being contacted by these beings from the 15th dimension, and for some reason, what is your first name again?
Mark.
Okay, Mark. Mark, I've been receiving information mostly from them, and for a very long time. And I ask these questions because I do have visions. I do have visions of all kinds of disasters coming to Earth and different changes in dimensions and all that. And I ask them, and the answer is they don't want to disclose anything. They said that there are things that we need to live through. There's some there's some cleansing that needs to be done, and get rid of some of the control of the humans and different things. Now, this information you just asked me, where'd you say you got it from this person named Paul?
Yeah, Dr. Paul A. It's Labioletee.
Okay. And
he's part of the Sphinx Targate site, and he's a pretty interesting fellow. He was on Kerry Cassidy. He's got some videos out with him interviewing, and he says in the Zodiac it predicts these events. If you decode the Zodiac, that they've happened before, and they happen on regular intervals, sometimes 13,000, sometimes 6,000 years. And I just wondered if you picked up on any of that, because the way the Zodiac kind of points to the galactic center, this being a real troublesome. But he said it was, we'd know about, only have about a month's notice, because there's a cloud dust with a star inside of it that's going to fall into the galactic center. So I was trying to figure out how would they, it'd take 25,000 years for the light to see that. I was just wondering how you would know that it's only a month away if he's predicting it kind of like in April. So I don't know if I got a question there or not.
All right, well, Max, he's looking. This is a kill event that he's talking about, and we get a lot of that on this show. I guess bottom line is he's looking to see some verification of whether or not this is what you understand.
I do understand what he's saying, and the answer to that, the answer is it is true, but it's not when they say it's going to come.
That's fair. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't want to even describe it as a kill event. I mean, it's just something that caused the ice age, you said, 13,000 years ago, and there'll be a gravity wave in front of it that'll probably last for 3 days. And so I was just wondering if you picked up on anything because I follow a lot of this stuff, and I listen to the station quite a bit, so.
the thing is, really, to be truthful with you, nobody can tell you when it's going to come. It's
Okay.
It's going to come when it needs to come. It's not.
Yeah, have no fear. Yeah, like you said, have no fear.
Just have a lot of faith in God and love and all that, and we'll be okay.
Yeah, I always look at it more like a Boy Scout.
Okay, I appreciate your call, but I'm going to move on to another caller who's been sitting here waiting very patiently. But
All right,
thank you for your
very much.
question. Jer Bear, are you still with us?
Yes, I am, sir. Thank you.
All right, you've been very patient. Now's your chance. Go ahead.
Hello, Max. You
Hey,
mentioned the 3,700 years ago.
5,700.
Oh, okay. Excuse me, 5,700 years ago. And when that entity that came and did the thing that screwed everything up, I don't know for sure, but I want to ask you, do you know if there was the way that they did part of their control is under the monument in England, what's it called? What's it called, Steve?
I know what you're talking about. The obelisk.
No, not the obelisk. The one that's Stonehenge. Stonehenge.
Stonehenge.
Okay, you know they built that in 1958, right?
No, I don't.
Yes.
But what
Yeah. Stonehenge was built in 1958.
it's not no pagan. It's not an old pagan.
The rocks may have been original, but it was reconstructed in 1958.
Well, what I want to ask you is, going back to 5,700 years ago, do you recall if that entity that took over the control, if they had placed huge, I'm talking very, very huge crystals under that area and other areas as part of their controlling the grid that, the electronic grid that circles Mother Earth as a way to escape and keep other entities from returning, because it was like a firewall, basically. Do you have any idea about that?
Yes, I do. Actually, the crystals that you're talking is in three locations. Well, you were right, but Stonehenge happens to be one of them. The second one is in the foot of the Sphinx in Egypt. And the third one is in Peru, in the Nazca, where the image of the spider, the second leg from the right on the bottom legs is where the third one is.
And I'm talking like these crystals are supposedly 4 or 5. They're buried deep in there, 4 or 5 football lengths, huge. They're just enormous. I'm not sure about that.
Well, the one at the Sphinx is actually on the left foot, in a secret compartment below, and it's actually at they're telling me 28 feet deep. Okay. And the one in the spider is actually not very deep. It's 6 feet deep. And these crystals are actually not crystals. They're actually it's a box. It's a metal. It's a metal does not exist here on Earth, and it actually has 3 discs on the inside. And these 3 discs do communicate with one another. They do communicate. They still communicate, but they're not doing any kind of harm right now, because it actually was connecting with the mothership that was destroyed. It was actually destroyed last year. I don't remember. I think it was either March or May of last year when it was destroyed. Okay, and these discs are now they're communicating among each other, and if the discs were ever pull out from the ground into above ground, there's actually a combination that needs to be put on top of the box. And this box, once you find out what the combination is, then the disc, once you pull the disc out, they're about 7 inches in diameter, these discs. And then these discs, once you find the combination, and then you put your right hand on top of the disc, and then you put the left hand underneath and hold it there and say a command word. There's a command word that you have to say. Once that you say the command word, then the disc would open up and open up into a hologram and will tell you the truth about the beginning of Earth and the future of Earth. The last disc will tell you about the future of Earth and what's going to happen and all the things and all that. And that's it. You got it?
Yeah, thank you. Is there someone with that control of it now? Is it your chosen God, the commander, the craft or the entity that you come from? Do they have the control of it, or does it have any? If it has it, does it have any justice with who has it now with the control of the consciousness of humanity and what's happening? Is what I'm trying to ask you.
Oh, I see. Okay. I'm going to. You may not believe what I'm going to tell you now, but I was giving the. I went on the. 2 years ago, I went on a craft not too far from where I live, and I went there, and I was instructed to go there, and I got up on the craft, and I was taken there, and I was told about the combination to the disc. I do have. I was giving the combination to how to open the box and how to activate the disc. I have the combination. I've had it for 2 years. I was chosen for this.
I copy.
I can't tell you no more because I'm being told to stop there.
Okay, let me just take over here for a second, Max. I appreciate it. There's so much activity. I got to tell you, Max, you turn into a really good guest here, and you feel like coming back next week. You feel up to that?
You want me to come next week?
Yeah, I'd like you to do the same thing this time next week, and we can pick up because you're.
Give me some time in between to rest, man. Because
if a week is not enough time for you to rest, how about 2 weeks? That's up to you. It's at your convenience.
Next week is fine.
Okay, you guys. Next week we're going to have him back next week for all you out there listening. So, also.
I got so much to tell you guys. It's incredible.
Well, I know you were up really late last night. We had him on a roundtable last night, and you didn't get to bed until, I don't know, early morning.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, yeah. And you're on the East Coast. I want to remind everybody, we're down to the last 20 minutes or so, but if you want to join us, the call-in number is 347-688-2902, or Skype in that Freedom screen. Anyway, like I said, though, this has been a really great show. Jer Bear, Robert, you're still with us. Do you have any other questions that you'd like to give him real quickly?
I do have one to test him.
Go. Okay. A test. Are you ready, Max? He's got a test for you.
Got a test question for you, Max. When you're at Area 51, the card or the identity badge you wear, can you tell me the name of that?
The name of the...
What kind of clearance it's called?
Okay, hold on. Let me go get it.
Now you did it.
I know I did it. God. It was an inside question, but I didn't have them quite ready.
Okay.
Do you know what it is, though, Steve? Right?
Well,
It's a letter. It's a letter. It's a letter of the alphabet.
Yeah, I'm sure he knows, but you know.
But then,
okay, you got to remember, Max it's like me. I've been out of this biz for a long time. Max has probably been out of this too for quite a few years, I think. Also, I
know, but I still recall it because I was supposed to get mine, and then I got bumped out of it for some reason because of they were jealous, and so they had to kind of like.
Oh my gosh. We just got this caller come in. I recognize this area code, and I think I got a pretty darn good idea who it is. Sorry, Jared Bear.
Good day, Dr. Kelley.
Yeah, Robert Toole, how are you doing? No anal probing questions, okay?
No, absolutely. Just thankful to be listening. I'm going to put my phone on mute so I don't breathe into it, and tune in. I hope you're having a good day, and Happy New Year, my friend.
Okay. Max is probably still running to get his security clearance.
I didn't mean to do that to him, but
you chased my guest away, Jared. Jeez. But you guys, this guy here on 503 caller, Robert Toole, he is Robert. You got to come on the show too, Rob. I'm gonna have to have you come on my show. You called into Douglas Dietrich's show the other night, and I think you freaked those guys out a little bit when you started talking about me and aliens and everything else. This is a guy from my past. This is another laser person.
I have known you for well over 20 years, and this alien thing and stuff you got going on, it's nothing new. Nothing new to me, nothing new to you. It's something you've been around for a long time. So. Yeah,
well, those of us that are in this business, yeah, we get a lot of it, huh?
Yeah.
The aliens seem to seek us out, all the laser people, for whatever reason. Max, are you back yet?
No, I need a couple more minutes.
Okay, he's digging around. Oh, jeez.
Max, I didn't mean to put you out there where lose some time with you, but so you can bring that back next time if you.
All right. Well, Max is going to be here next week, and I got a feeling he's going to be joining us on roundtables and what have you. I think all the hosts are going to be after Max to get him on the show.
Me too.
Robert, you going to try to get him on the show?
I booked up for the next 2 months. I would love to. It'll have to be sometime in March when that opportunity comes around. But very fascinating information. The whole thing. You guys just mentioned, aliens. I was like, I find that word so bizarre at this point in time anymore, just because the fact of the matter is that there are no aliens. We're all just beings. That's all we are. I mean, these guys coming here, they're just beings with advanced technology, visiting other beings who are not so advanced, trying to help us out. That whole thing, the whole extraterrestrial alien thing, I just find that a very passe annotation of what things, we used to call things from the 1950s. We're all just beings having an experience.
Right. You guys, again, we're down to the last 20 minutes, 15 minutes or so before the show's over. Last chance to call in, 347-688-2902. You want to ask a question, do it now. Please give us a call.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Hang on, Robert. Okay, Max is back.
Okay.
Robert, what did you want to say?
Oh, do you remember years? I don't know if you remember this, but 20 years ago we were listening to these tapes from Telly Savalas down there in Southern California. Do you remember those tapes?
Yeah, I think Telly Savalas did a show called Kojak or something like that.
Are you talking?
What are you talking about?
But he had some documentary tapes out, and Steve had some copies of these, and they were very rare. And they covered a lot of extraterrestrial stuff, and it was just
that was all the Billy Meyer stuff. Yeah. Didn't you record over one of my Billy Meyer tapes, or is that one of my kids?
It wasn't me, sir.
I could have sworn it was you.
That sounds familiar.
All right.
No, those were quite interesting, and they had a lot of insight into stuff that had been going on after that point. But.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Rob was with me back in the day when we were making lasers and messing with the Secret Service, the CIA, and everything else. And I'll tell you, Rob, after you left, it got pretty crazy. Things only got more crazy. You missed out on all the crazy stuff. Anyway,
was that at the forward area of past Mercury?
Mm-hmm. I'm confused. What do you
in Nevada? That the laser stuff.
Oh,
was that back in Cali?
That was in Cali, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, well, Rob's actually from Oregon, and I went up to Portland and hooked up with him, and he came down and moved in with me for, I don't know, a year or so, and that's when we were pioneering all that solid-state laser business stuff. Oh, hey, we got another caller. Let me bring this caller in real quick. Area code 760. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, you forgot who I was this time.
Oh, I haven't seen you in a long time there, Bill. How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. You thought it was me last night when it wasn't. And hey, I got Skype. I haven't been added yet, so I've been waiting. I've been kind of sitting here waiting to be added. But I know you're running out of time, so I'll be quick. And I'll see you on a round table pretty soon too. But first of all, Max, I believe at the very least of what they say, I believe you believe, and it sounds legitimate to me what you're saying, except I do know that people in your field are quite often manipulated by astral entities right here from Earth, regular people, the controllers. Now, people, I kind of doubt, I don't know what to say as far as that's concerned. I like you and what you have to say in any case. And you obviously do seem to have very good abilities. But, so, thanks for coming on. I'm glad you had to say what you said, and I heard you last night as well. But I got a couple quick questions for you. I was just wondering if you ever unloaded on one of those giant elevators, like you drove your truck up to a platform that sank down into the earth, or you ride any magnetic trains or anything like that?
Yes. When I first arrived there, first let me the access card, it's not here. I remember that it's in the safe in the bank. I'll have to go in there and look at it. And I don't remember the access, to be honest.
It's okay, Max. It's okay, bro.
I don't remember. To be honest, I don't remember.
Stay with his question.
Yeah.
I'm going to sweat you, baby. I'm going to sweat you.
That's okay. But I just meant, like, after you get in, sometimes they have you drive onto a platform, and or at least the cargo gets let down on one, and that goes down. But also two other quick things.
Let me answer the first one.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Actually, when the first time I arrived there, that I went to Area51, I went into the tunnel, and then I went down to a platform that you would drive your whole tractor trailer into it, and it would go down. And actually, we can go down as far as 4 floors. That was it. I was never able to go down to the last floor. I was able to go down to the first 2 floors, but I didn't have clearance to go down to the other 2 floors. If that answers that question, yes.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. How about you ever work? How many dimensions are there, and have you known anything about their energy sources, free energy, or and if you ever work directly with aliens as a contactee for them later? That's all I'll ask. I'll let you guys finish up.
No. Answer to the question, no. I didn't work with any of the entities, and no to both of those 2 questions.
Okay, hey, that's fair. Thank you very much.
All right, Bill, next time we see you, it's going to be a Skype, and we're going to see your face up there, and I'm going to know it's you, right?
Yes, add me, though. You got to add me. I'm waiting. All right, have a good night, guys. I'll just sit back listening.
Thanks for calling. Mute your stuff.
Yeah, you got it.
All right. Okay. All right, first of all, we're down to, I don't know, about a little over 10 minutes. How much time we got left there, Sean? About 10 minutes or so?
Yeah,
13 minutes? 10 minutes? Okay.
Why 10 minutes? Why won't we go longer?
Well, we're down to, with it's only a 2-hour show. I think there's another show that comes on after us.
Oh, I see.
But we're definitely gonna have you back next week, and I'm gonna probably be communicating with you between now and then, and we'll see if you want to come on any other shows also. I know there's still a lot of people in the chat room that have a lot of questions for you, and people have been asking how to get in touch with you, and I've been trying to tell everybody that Max is trying to remain anonymous here. So I'm going to suggest that if anybody does want to try to forward some sort of question or something to Max, to contact me, and I will do my best to get that information to him. But again, I want to remind everybody, Max was up really late last night, and he's on the East Coast. It's you must be getting a little bit tired, huh, Max?
Yeah, I had 4 hours sleep, that's it, but I'm fully energized right now.
Okay. Do we have any shows coming up here that we want to move in? A couple of people have been asking if we want to pick this up in Studio B. Who's got a show coming up here? Sean, do you know anything about that? Robert, you guys? Jer Bear?
Well, there's a round table going on with Major Tom next on A.
Major Tom? All right. Well, maybe if you feel up to it, we can get you involved in that round table. I don't know if Major Tom, if you're in the chat, you want to let us know how you feel about that. And I don't see any word from him.
I'll check Studio B right now, see what's open.
Great. Okay, so if you're up to it, Max, we'll keep this thing going, but we're definitely going to have you back next week. I want to remind everybody this is listener-supported radio. We do need your help, and we do need you guys to go to the Spreaker account and please sign up for that. We need 150 people to sign up for that as soon as possible. Also, please go to our Facebook page. The station's Facebook page is www.facebook.com/freedomslips. We just passed 2,000, but we really need to get more people in there. And if we can get you in there, that's a great place to get the information to how to hook up to us via Spreaker and to learn about when Max is going to come back in the other shows that we have to look forward to. Anything else we want to listen to? I'm going to be on with Robert tomorrow. Robert, you have a show tomorrow night. What's the name of your show? What time does it come on?
Yeah, the whole agenda is going to be midnight Eastern, 9 Pacific. Then we'll be doing a roundtable right afterwards. My guest tomorrow night, 2 guests actually, should be fascinating because it's on totally opposite sides. Mr. Tom Carey, author of 60 Years of Roswell. It's on my website, of course, the whole agenda. You can check it out. That's the first hour. Second hour, actually, Renee Pepino, my mother. She's the author of More Than Pasta. And that's a book she wrote, basically, that she incorporated spirituality in cooking, which she's done her whole life. And it's going to be a really fascinating conversation for the second hour. And, of course, you, Mr. Kelley, will join me on the round table, as always, and I appreciate you very much. Thank you for that plug, Stephen.
Looking forward to it, Robert.
It looks like Dr. Rima Truth Reports is just going to be ending up at the top of the hour with us as well, and it's open. So, Bill, if you want to check into that and we can roll over there, it looks like it's open. If you gentlemen would like to do that, and ladies.
Okay.
Over.
Who's going to be producing? Who can hook us all up?
We just have to pick up Studio B. It's not a.
I can pick it up if Bell doesn't want to. It's up to. It just depends on. And if it's all, Bell, why don't you want to continue with us or what?
Actually, yeah, Jerry, you want to take it up?
Yeah, Sean likes to go to sleep about this time, so Jerry, if you can do that.
Yeah, I got to be up in the morning.
I can do that. I just hope there's nothing pre-programmed. I don't know. I've got to double check. I'll be back. Let me do some homework.
I think it simulcasts over to A at after midnight.
Yeah, so that's automation.
Right.
That's automation. I don't know if I can bump it or not.
Okay. So are we going to be in A or B then?
A actually is Major Tom's roundtable tonight.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, so it's up to you guys. Either we're going to get involved with Major Tom or we're going to go to Studio B.
Yeah, did you get a message from Major Tom? Maybe he might just let us flow. And if not,
what's the good here? Stress reliever. Major Tom, he's in chat. He may not be paying attention. Oh my gosh, I don't know. What do you guys want to type to him? It's kind of hard for me to type and think and talk at the same time. But Either way. Okay, we're down to the last few minutes. I really want to thank Max for being here tonight. This was kind of spontaneous since last night, and it seems to me like this is one of our better shows. So I'll tell you, Max, the people are enjoying what you brought to the show tonight, and I really want to tell you how much we all appreciate you taking the time to be with us, and we're really looking forward to having you continue to spend time with us here on Revolution Radio. Hope you had a good experience.
I did.
Excellent. So, we did attract a few trolls tonight. Go ahead, Gerber.
Nighthawk is in chat room, so he might let us roll over there. I don't know what Major Tom said. He's ready to roll with something, so I'm not clear on that. But we could just stick around and see what's up. Okay, so go ahead.
All right. Well, either way, guys, try to pay attention. If you're not in the chat, go to chat, because whatever we end up doing, we're going to be talking about it in chat. We'll be letting you know from there. But if we're not in Studio A, go to Studio B. Look for us in Studio B. Any final words? Let's see. Robert, let's start with you. What do you want to say?
Well, I want to follow Max's lead, peace, love, and light, because that's what it's truly all about. This grand awakening, and it looks like it's coming from all different ends, from every piece of information that is coming forward from everybody, and that's what it's really all about. And I'm in agreement. We all want to go. We want to go home, and then start our next journey. But again, it's never done until it's done. So we all have to fulfill our own destiny. Whenever that time comes, it comes. But we will face it with no fear.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Gerber, you got any final words? Nope. Okay.
No, I was on mute. I just want to say thanks, Max, again, brother, and much love for you, brother.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, excellent show. 760, I forgot. Is that Bill? Bill, you still with us? You want to say good night?
Oh, yeah. Hey, good night, everybody. Yeah, that's me.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon.
All right, got it.
Okay, let's see. Looking at the chat right now to see what we're going to end up doing. Hawk, can we continue? And long day, sick of being sick. Hawk says, well, I don't know. Hawk had an accident tonight. Hawk was in a traffic vehicular accident. I hope he's okay.
Is he all right?
It looks like he's okay, but I guess it's icy, crazy weather over there, and that was what precipitated that.
Huge storm, Stephen. But you didn't put your final words into all this.
Yes. Well, my final words, you guys have been listening to me. You know that Max has just reiterated what I say every show practically, and that is it's all about service to others, lose the fear, forget about death, forget about the future, and forget about the past. And I think his words are, love. It's all about love. And what better way to show your love than to serve others without any expectation of compensation. So forget about worrying about Comet ISON or kill events. We're going to get where we got to go, and all we have to do is be good humans and love each other, and we're not going to miss the boat.
Let me say one word. I'm gonna disclose my email to everyone out there right now.
Oh boy, write this down, everyone. Go ahead.
There it is.
Okay, his email is Captain Max Steel, CAPTMAXSTEEL at hushmail.com, HUSHMAIL.com. Captain Max Steel at hushmail.com. So hope you guys appreciate that. Max is going to be with us next week at this station or at this Studio A on 10 o'clock Eastern time next Thursday. So be sure to tune in, and I'm sure we're going to have a great show. And we're going to keep him around. We're going to move into probably Studio B, it's looking like. Major Tom, producer, trying to get your attention. Yes, Major Tom, we're trying to get your attention. Talk to us. Anyway. Oh, I guess we got, 2 minutes before we're over. Again, everybody, please go to that Spreaker and sign up. We need you. Go to the Facebook page, like it. It's a great way for you to get the information, and